People think working in a morgue is creepy. It's not. It's peaceful. Nobody screams. Nobody argues. Nobody asks you to cover their shift. Dead folks are better company than most people I know. Quieter, too. The smell? You get used to it, mostly. I was halfway through a can of cold tuna and crackers when one of the drawers behind me gave a faint clunk. Not loud, just enough. I glanced over my shoulder. Nothing moved. I stared a second longer, chewing slowly, then turned back to my dinner. Probably settled, I mumbled. Sometimes the dead let air out. I say shit like that to myself a lot. Like if I beat the weird to the punchline, it won't punch back. But I still got up, made a slow loop around the room. Drawer 3, closed. Drawer 5, latched. Drawer 6, don't even touch it. It's been jammed since before I started. Then I saw it on the floor near the freezer. A toe tag. I picked it up. Not one of mine. No handwriting I recognized. M. Caldwell. I checked the log. Nothing. No Caldwell came through here. Not last week. Not ever. I should have reported it. I didn't. I just tucked it in my breast pocket and went back to my tuna. I was halfway through a microwave burrito that had somehow managed to be both frozen and scolding when the freezer behind me kicked on. Now that was weird. It's not connected. Everyone knows that. Old walk-in unit from back when the place was still Weldon Sanitarium. They sealed it off years ago, supposedly. I squinted at it. The compressor hummed like a dying lawnmower. Cold air pushed out around the doorframe, misting against the linoleum. Naturally, instead of walking away like a sane human being, I opened it. Inside was nothing, or so I thought. Then I noticed something stuck behind a crate of unused equipment. A document sleeve, frosted stiff. I yanked it out with my gloved hand. The paper inside crackled like old leaves. The letterhead said, Weldon Sanitarium. The date? 1970. Patient, M. Caldwell. Physician, Dr. Evelyn Markham. I stared at it, standing in a room that shouldn't work, holding a file that shouldn't exist, about a person that shouldn't be back. And I still didn't report it. I shoved it into my lunch bag next to the tuna and turned to leave, only to nearly trip on something in the middle of the floor. The toe tag. The same one. M. Caldwell. I looked at it for a long second, then said, Okay, this is not funny. I picked it up, checked my pocket. The first one was still there. Now I had 2. I held them both up like some sort of twisted flashcards. Which of you jokers is the real one, huh? Neither answered. I bagged them anyway, because that's what I do. Collect weird shit, pretend it's fine. So here's the part people get squeamish about. The actual dead body part. Personally, I find it kinda relaxing. No pressure, no questions. Just me, the stainless steel, and the occasional, unfortunate soul. Tonight's transfer was a Jane Doe. No ID, no next of kin, no makeup, no weird injuries. Just still. The kind of body you don't think twice about, which is exactly why I did. She was in drawer 4, tagged in 2 nights ago. I had my clipboard under one arm, coffee in the other, when I rolled her out. Alright, sweetheart, I said, let's get you zipped and shipped. She didn't respond, obviously. I unzipped the old body bag and gave her a glance. Something felt off. Not bad, just slightly rearranged. I'd swear her face looked different. Fuller, or maybe just less dead. I shook it off. You're losing it, Keller, I muttered. Probably just need to blink more. I pulled a fresh bag from the stack, slid it under her, and zipped her up. The second the zipper hit her chin, she twitched. I froze, bag still in my hand, my heart doing cartwheels. Probably settling? I whispered. Sure, because corpses flinch now, apparently. I stood there a full 10 seconds. Then, in a moment of spectacular stupidity, I unzipped her again. She was still, but not the same. Her face, subtly, unmistakably, had changed. Her lips were slightly parted, like she'd been about to speak. Her left eye had a faint glint of moisture. One arm sat an inch higher than before. No way I missed that. I zipped her back up, much faster this time, and wheeled her over to drawer 2 instead of 4. Drawer 4 was where she was supposed to go, but my gut didn't like it, so I lied on the log sheet. Again. I slid the drawer shut with a hard clang and leaned against the wall, suddenly out of breath. This place was starting to get to me. Or maybe I just finally cracked. Either way, I wasn't opening another body bag tonight. After the Jane Doe thing, I decided I needed backup. Or, well, someone I could panic at in real time. I found Dan in the security booth. Got a second? I asked. Dan didn't even turn. What now? Something's weird in the morgue. A tag showed up twice, and I think a body might have... He cut me off. Big sigh. He stood up, walked me through the controls like I was 6. There. You can ghost hunt on your own now. The intercom buzzed softly as he stepped out. One monitor flickered. The feed from outside drawer 6. I rewound to 2:45 a.m. The footage showed me walking into the morgue, clipboard in hand, then walking out. Then, I walked in again. Same movements, same timing, but overlapping. The two versions of me didn't acknowledge each other. One of them turned to the camera, just stared. I paused the feed, leaned forward. He blinked. I paused the footage. My reflection on screen didn't move. Then all the monitors flashed white, just for a second, long enough to show drawer 6 wide open. I stepped back, heart thudding. What the fuck was that? Am I dreaming? I stood up so fast my chair scraped across the tile. I wanted to call Dan back, but I didn't, because even if he came, what the hell would I say? I took one last glance at the monitor before leaving. The hallway was empty, but I swear something just outside the frame was still breathing. Back in the morgue, I pulled the frostbitten document from my lunch bag, now soggy with leaked soda and bad decisions. Weldon Sanitarium at the top. Patient, M. Caldwell. Doctor, Dr. Evelyn Markham. I squinted at the name. Who the hell is Evelyn Markham? I googled it. Nothing. No medical license. No obituary. No online trace at all. Like she skipped the whole being a person step. I leaned back in my chair, thinking maybe it was just a typo or a prank. That's when I saw the post-it. It was stuck to the side of my monitor, right under the vent. I didn't write it. I don't even use post-its. She lied about the eyes, it said. I stared at it for way too long. The vent above it clicked once, like it was listening. I peeled the note off and stuck it in my pocket next to the toe tags, the document, and whatever was left of my common sense. And for some reason, I couldn't explain. I whispered under my breath, "What eyes?" Drawer 6 had always been jammed. Everyone said so. Old track, busted rail, never opened right. We used it to store spare linens, never bodies. So naturally, when I walked past it that night and saw it slightly open, I froze. It wasn't much, just an inch of black, like the room was breathing through it. I crouched down, no draft, no tools around. No one else had been down here. I should have left it alone, but no. I grabbed the handle. The drawer slid smooth, like butter on glass. That damn thing had never moved that easily. Inside, nothing, except a single shoe, black leather, cracked, too small for any man. and a tag tucked under it. Issued 1970. I touched it. Cold. Not freezer cold. Earth cold. And for just a second, the scent hit me. Not death. Not bleach. Lavender. Soft and sickly, like something pretending to be pleasant. I slammed the drawer shut. It clanged so loud I jumped. I backed away, hands up like it might grab me. Drawer 6 didn't move again, but the smell lingered, and I couldn't shake the feeling I'd just opened something I shouldn't have. I needed a break, a face splash, maybe a punch to the gut. I hit the morgue restroom and locked the door behind me, like that would somehow help. I stared at myself in the mirror, hair flat, bloodshot eyes, sweat on my collar, and not the good kind. "You're fine," I told my reflection. "You're just tired, over-caffeinated, underslept." My reflection didn't look convinced. I turned on the tap, splashed cold water over my face, and leaned in close. "Okay, if you move on your own, I swear to God I quit." The mirror fogged slightly. Then it blinked. I stumbled backward, slipped on the wet floor, and smacked my elbow on the wall. Didn't care. I was up and out that door faster than I've moved in years. I didn't look back. Whatever that thing in the mirror was, it wore my face, but it wasn't me. I came back downstairs expecting quiet. Instead, I got every drawer open, all of them, like a parade of metal coffins, yawning into the cold. My stomach flipped. "Nope," I muttered. I turned to leave. In the middle of the room, on the autopsy gurney, was the Jane Doe, sitting upright, wearing my hospital badge. She looked cleaner now, almost fresh. Her skin had color, her hair was combed. Her lips were just barely curled into a smile that didn't belong on a corpse. I backed up slowly. She tilted her head. The lights above flickered. Pop one by one, bulbs burst in a lazy line toward me. Glass cracked underfoot. "All right, you win. I'm out," I said out loud. I grabbed the soggy Weldon file from my locker and bolted toward the exit. Behind me, I heard the metal drawers slam shut, one after the other, like dominoes falling in reverse. I started running, took the stairs, 2 steps at a time. I didn't stop running until I hit the parking lot. My breath steamed in the air like smoke. It wasn't even cold outside. Not really. But I could see my hands shaking like I'd stuck them in snowmelt. My car barely started. The engine coughed twice like it didn't want to get involved. I threw the Weldon file in the passenger seat and slammed it into drive. The tires squealed out of the lot. I didn't even check if anyone was watching. Headlights cut through the empty road. I should have felt relief. Instead, I felt full, like the air inside the car had weight. The rearview mirror showed nothing, but I heard it. The passenger seatbelt had buckled. I glanced over. She was there, Jane Doe, still wearing my badge and smiling.